Hello, everybody. Welcome to Contentment Guide Astrology. It is time for the new moon again. So, welcome to my channel. Please share your comments here. I would love to hear about your experiences. And if you find value here, please share this content with others. It helps my channel to grow, it helps my business to grow, and it helps for other people to find good and uplifting spirituality and astrology. So I truly appreciate that. I've just had this horrible flu that has been going around. I actually didn't have a voice for about 2 days and I had a terrible cough. My voice is still a bit groggy, but I am much better, feeling much more lively, and definitely getting ready for this new moon. So the new moon is happening at 7 degrees and 46 minutes of Taurus. For mostly everyone, it will happen sometime during Sunday, the 27th of April. Where I'm at in Africa, it happens at 9:30 p.m. in the evening exactly. So if you are further east on the planet, it's going to occur for you in the morning hours of the 28th of April. So we are having a new moon in Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. It is very much related to nature. It is very much related to our earthly abundance. You know, how the earth is naturally such an abundant place. And maybe if humans weren't here, you know, the earth would just be overly abundant and everything would be in harmony. So this is the first thing that I would like for us to contemplate at this new moon, is to contemplate the energy of Taurus and contemplate harmony. So Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, and Venus is all about love, it's about relationships, it's about creativity, and it's also about that earthly abundance. You know, nature is infinitely abundant and resourceful and creative. So all of these things can feel very relevant at the time of this new moon. The new moon is happening in Taurus, and even though it's not conjunct, the sun and the moon are also sitting in the sign of Taurus with the planet Uranus. So in that sign-based conjunction, we can even have new inventions in terms of natural things, like maybe cleaning up the oceans, or new ways of cleaner food production, or any of these things can happen at the time of this new moon as well. So keep those positive things in mind, new things that can be invented and achieved at this time. So yeah, so like I said, the ruler of Taurus and the ruler of this new moon is Venus. And we've just come through a Venus retrograde where we would have integrated a lot of new ways of moving forward with self-love, with relationships, even with our relationship to the planet and nature around us. All of these things could have shifted during this time. So Venus is still in that last part of the shadow period, and she will only clear the end of the shadow period at 10 degrees of Aries by the 16th of May. So usually we feel the energies of a new moon or a full moon 2 weeks after, because of that 28-day cycle that we go through in a moon month. And so I feel that this new moon is a little bit extended because of Venus being the ruler of this new moon, And because we've just been through this Venus retrograde, and because we're clearing the shadow period on the 16th of May. So there's an extended story going on here with Venus, and then obviously also with the energies of the sign of Taurus, wherever that may fall in your chart. So Venus is currently still at the end of Pisces. She is exalted in Pisces, so she's very at home in that emotional Piscean energy. And Venus is also still traveling very closely with the planet Saturn. So Venus has been traveling with Saturn in these last degrees of Pisces for a while now. Venus had a few conjunctions with Saturn, with the North Node, and with Neptune. And all of these things could be related to endings and new starts. Old patterns ending, relationship patterns, how we love ourselves. We can end new cycles and step into new cycles at this time in beautiful new ways. So the fact that Venus is still traveling so closely with Saturn at the moment, they're about a degree apart, signifies that there can still be some endings of old cycles and old patterns, and then also a seriousness. Saturn can bring a more serious element. It can really ground new ways, and it can help us to form new boundaries and find new wisdom. The wisdom element of Saturn is quite strong, so there is such a depth here and a real expansion of Venus energies in our lives at the moment. So Venus sitting with Saturn is also still in a sextile with the planet Uranus that is sitting with the Sun and the Moon at this new moon in Taurus. So this furthers the energies that we can have unexpected developments at this time. We can have new insights. We can have light bulb moments of suddenly seeing what wasn't working and finding new ways to move forward. Uranus can really help us to break out of old cycles, to break free. Uranus is often about freedom and to move into completely new cycles. So all of this is possible at the time of this new moon. And as you can see in this chart, the other thing that is quite strong in this chart is that Mars opposite Pluto is still separating from the exact conjunction. So for the last few weeks, since Mars entered Leo again on the 18th of April, we would have been feeling this build up of the Mars-Pluto opposition. And this can be quite a challenging energy, but it is also very transformative. And the exact conjunction of, the exact opposition of Mars and Pluto only occurs one day before this new moon. It occurs on the 26th of April. So with Mars-Pluto energies, they can be explosive. The more challenging parts of Mars-Pluto is conflict and challenging energies that challenge us inside ourselves and also out in the world to really see what isn't working anymore. We can really learn to tap into a much deeper way of seeing how to deal with conflicts. And Mars is not only about conflict, Mars is also about action and really feeling our desires. And Pluto is very much about depth. So I feel that at this time, there is a possibility for us to really tap into where our desire now lies going forward into a much deeper way. We can tap into things with Pluto, where from the depth of our unconscious mind, things are being excavated and we're seeing things related to Mars, how to take action, how to work with our desires and our sexuality in totally new ways. And of course, we have to be mindful of the more explosive energies that can occur with Mars, Pluto being opposite each other. And during this week leading up to this new moon and leading up to the Mars-Pluto opposition, and also until Mars breaks free of that 3-degree range of opposing Pluto by the 4th, 5th of May, be mindful of conflict energies, count to 10, stay grounded, really be mindful that other people might be more agitated, might be more prone to starting conflict. And also, if you are more conscious, really try to tone things down, to slow things down, to take your time, to walk away before dealing with a conflicting situation. All of these things are very important at this time. So these energies all bring so much transformation at this time. And the reason being that we've just been through a Mercury retrograde, we've just been through a Venus retrograde. All of these retrogrades, Mercury and Venus, strongly worked with the energies and the last degrees of Pisces, which is really about endings. And then Mercury's already stepped into Aries. When Venus steps into Aries, there's going to really be a new, fresh way of working with these energies, especially by the 16th of May, when she clears the shadow period of the retrograde. So I feel that between the 27th, when this new moon occurs, and between the 16th of May, when the Venus retrograde shadow ends, there's still going to be a lot of transformation happening, a lot of new insights, moving into new ways of doing things in fresh new ways. And yes, just a time to really contemplate the new. And we've now come through the Venus retrograde, the Mercury retrograde, and also Mars retrograde. So there are so many new elements inside ourselves and in the world that we are working with at this time. So I wanted to give you a few things to contemplate or to meditate on before or on this new moon. Number one, where would I like to deepen my love and my desire? So this is such a beautiful thing to contemplate at this new moon, and the energies will be so strong to really help you find those answers. Number two, how can I cultivate more love in the world every day? Small things, there are so many things that may seem insignificant that can actually change the world that we can do at this time. And number three, you can contemplate, where am I cultivating a brand new start? So as you can see, this new moon is so related to Venus. It is related to fresh new starts and maybe things being even very unexpected, with Uranus also being in the mix of this new moon. fresh new insights, light bulb moments, breaking free from old ways of being. So I did a I Ching and a tarot card as per usual for these energies, and they really reflect the astrological energies so beautifully. So the two hexagrams I got for the I Ching reading was 50, which had one changing line, which changed it into hexagram 14. So hexagram 50 is called Sacred Vessel. And I love this because I think in so many spiritual traditions, the heart is seen as our sacred vessel. So the fact that Venus is so related to this new moon, and that we are working with relationships and love and heart energies and our relationship to the earth, this new moon being in Taurus, it all feels so apt at this time. So hexagram 50 is a transmutation in the heart. So there are so many beautiful things that can be transformed and transmuted in the heart at this moment. It says, find a completely new point of view. Let go of what has come before. This is meant to be a fresh start. Your uniqueness plays a central role in the collective. Offer who you are now with sincerity and with reverence to the world. So there's such a beautiful element here of really recognizing our uniqueness. And I feel over the last few full moons and new moons, this message has been building to tap into our uniqueness, to actually revere our uniqueness, to step into our uniqueness and see how being our unique selves relates to the collective, relates to the unity consciousness that we can step into the world. And then hexagram 14 is called Heavenly Treasure. And it reads, a treasure shared is a treasure doubled. And I love this because it feels like also like heart energy. You know, when we come together in love, whether it is just our self-love, you know, when we contemplate loving ourselves, when we share love with others or with pets or with the earth or with plants, that energy of love, it just grows and it just doubles. It doesn't just disappear when we start sharing it. It says, it's a new day. Find your inner riches and share with the world. Find your inner earthly treasure and that way create heaven on earth. Plant your seeds and share the fruits. So this is a beautiful new time. We are discovering ourselves. We are transmuting things in our hearts. We are finding inner treasure, sharing our uniqueness with the world, and planting seeds so that the fruits can grow. I love these energies. I love the guidance of the I Ching. It's very heart-centered. It's very centered on love and transmutation and sharing energies. Really beautiful. And then the tarot card I got for this new moon is the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is a card of celebration. It is a card of, after a cycle of maybe challenges and learning, now is a time to celebrate. And it is also a card of a new perspective. And I love that this relates so beautifully to the I Ching, which said, find a new point of view. Because you can see a house there in the backyard with trees, and a house in the background with trees. And it feels like these people, probably a family, they've gained some distance from their house, and because they now have perspective and distance from what was happening, they now see it very clearly and they can celebrate what they've got. So this card is very much about divine love. It is about harmony, it's about alignment, abundance, and about celebration. And it's also about gratitude. So after we step away from what we may usually be sitting in and we gain a new perspective, then we can really have gratitude for what we have. So I absolutely love this card, and I love that it is related to divine love. What I love is that about a week after Venus, after this new moon, Venus is then going to move into Aries. And on the 2nd of May, she's going to be conjunct to Neptune. And Neptune is that higher octave of divine love. It is that cosmic view. So I feel this is part of the Venus retrograde that is still playing out here on the 2nd of May, where Venus is now conjunct Neptune at 1 degree of Aries, and she's bringing all of these things that she learned and transformed and transmuted during this retrograde, and now connecting to Neptune in a brand new place of 1 degree of Aries. So there's such new energies of cosmic resonance of divine love that can develop in the 2 weeks after this new moon, that can really be such beautiful energies. So the last thing that I wanted to mention that I've been tapping into, that I'll share a link for down below, is that astrologer Pam Gregory, she's been organizing a daily meditation. It's not technology based, so you literally just wherever you are in the world, you just at 7 p.m. UK time, which at the moment is 8 p.m. South African time, you spend 10-15 minutes and you do a meditation on love and compassion, and send beautiful energies into the world. And this is all about connecting in an energy of love and sending positive and high frequency energy into the world. And I think this is such a beautiful initiative. It's non-technology based, so you just set your alarm and you do that every day, and you'll actually feel the connection to the other people all around the world who are already tapping into this daily meditation and sending love and compassion and high frequency energies into the world. So thank you for being here. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful new moon. It's the energy of fresh starts. I feel has been building since the last full moon, and it's definitely even just getting stronger now. So really tap into that energy and use those three things, and also find your own to contemplate and meditate on during this new moon. Please leave your comments here. I would love to hear about your experiences. Please please share with others if you find value here. I'm very grateful for each person that shows up, and I will see you again next time.